Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode here, where nothing's easy. Here to give you my thoughts on the Game Awards for 2024. Pretty much my overall thing is, well, we don't really care too much about the awards except for the Game of the Year. And we pretty much want to focus on primarily the new world premieres. Everybody knows this, Jeff Keighley knows this, we know this, that's the sort of thing. I feel like the Game Awards have sort of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Have been diluted by ads. And I don't know about you guys, I think I saw like 5 different Fortnite ads. And it's just, overall, I just don't care about that stuff. Next time when there's the Game Awards or something, I'm just gonna wait until the end so we can just get all of the compiled sort of trailers, watch them together, and then just focus on that. We'll talk about the Game of the Year, that sort of thing. Because I'm done with celebrities that don't know anything about video games to come out. I'm just sick and tired of it. The Game of the Year winner went out to Astrobot. The only reason why it went up to Astrobot is because, well, 90% of the vote is for IGN, political like media, and sort of stuff like that. Like I think Rock Paper Shotgun. I even think there's this girls sort of. There's a whole bunch of different people that are going to vote for 90% of the votes for anything in this whole entire Game Awards. And the 10% is us, and it sucks because who won for player choice, which is 100% the gamers? Guess what? Black Myth Wukong, okay? And then Astrobot won. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm done with the bullshit. So we'll just do that for next year. The games that I'm looking forward to, or I'm excited for, is The Witcher 4, Mafia: The Old Country, Solasta 2, really awesome. We got the Elden Ring Night Rain DLC. I think it's a solo sort of co-op sort of thing. Kind of interesting. I'd like to give that a shot. And I think the last one would be like the game from Pearl Abyss. It's called Chrono Odyssey or something like that. Those are the 5 games that I'm looking forward to. Everything else is just not even in my radar. Your mileage may vary. But overall, let's talk about Witcher 4. Witcher 4, I knew it was going to be Ciri because I already knew the information. Geralt's story, they already said it multiple times years ago. Geralt's not going to be around. And I'm glad for this. I do not want to have Geralt be the main protagonist every single time. Because here's the thing. What happens when you have the main characters, the Geralt be the main character the whole time? Well, sooner or later, his story is either going to get drastically changed or he's going to have like a horrible like ending. I just want to end it where he's peaceful. He's with Yennefer or Trish, whoever you picked in Witcher 3, and just, you know, living off the land, that sort of thing. End peacefully. Because I think if you keep on doing the same main character, that's cool for like 3 games. But for what? Like 8 games? It gets kind of like, you know, kind of, yeah, it's like, you know, you got to have an ending for characters. You got to have a beginning, middle, and end. You can't just have a beginning, middle. You know what I mean? So, Ciri is the next person that's going to be the main character. And it's kind of interesting. We all know this is how things are going to go because at the end of Witcher 3, pretty much, I think this is where I believe not only is Witcher 1, 2, and 3 like a bit of the story from the books, like it gave a good majority, but primarily the books are done. Like Ciri, it goes off to another land. She does her, she couldn't become basically a Witcher herself because a woman, it's really hard. It's even hard for men, but it's really almost virtually impossible for women to do the trial of the grasses. This sort of lore thing with The Witcher 4, yeah, they fucked it up. They fucked up the lore. They really wanted Ciri to come back. Everything after Witcher 3 is just going to be primarily the devs doing their story. It's the devs, and we already know about their DEI bullshit. We already know that. But I'm gonna see what their story is gonna be. So now that the books are pretty much like, the books had a beginning, middle, and end. They pretty much have their own sort of flow to it, and it's a beautiful book. I recommend it, especially Blood of Elves. Definitely give it a shot. But it had its end, but CD Projekt Red wants to continue without Geralt. And I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do? I know you're gonna be play as Ciri. So what are you gonna do? Well, first off, she's gonna be drinking potions. And I'm like, okay, she looks nice. Your mileage may vary. If you think she looks ugly or trans or whatever, I think you're fucking wrong. But she looks fine. She looks great. Also, she's gonna look different when you get after the CGI trailer. You know, you'll see what's in the CGI trailer, and then you'll see the game, and then your mileage may vary. She looks beautiful. I'm not hearing this whole trans thing, okay? This time, you're gonna lose me on this one. What they did fuck up on is the lore. Women are just can't become like a full-blown Witcher with the mutations and stuff. The Elder Blood, it has nothing to do with the Elder Blood. It's just literally virtually impossible. Now, I did hear that the cat school, because she does have a cat medallion on, she does have one in the trailer, not a wolf one. So she's with the School of Cats sort of thing. And I did overhear that they on Fandom, the website Fandom, by the way, looking up information on lore for Witcher up on the Fandom website doesn't really help, because it's a whole bunch of fans that control the wiki. And so you don't really, what's the real truth? The books. Okay, so those fandom websites that are controlled by wiki edits and stuff, that shit don't matter. What matters is the books. I'm sorry. Those websites, it's like, oh well, the Witcher School of Cats, they tried, and I'm like, it's really like 0.01 for anybody to become like a sort of Witcher as a female. It's the Witchers decided, you know what? I don't want to kill a whole bunch. He's like, we have a slight chance with the men, but it's virtually impossible with the women. So it's just like they just stopped with women or girls. Also, here's another thing. She cannot go into the trial of Gressus as a full adult. That's just gonna downright kill you. Also, the last time that she had a potion, I think she was like seeing actual visions and shit. So it's downright like literally impossible for Ciri to do such a thing. Also, the fact that she has powers, she doesn't even need this shit. She's a fucking goddess. She's got all these, she's space and time and shit. You don't need to do that shit. I feel like she did a debuff to herself if I think about it correctly. But also, here's another thing. You had choices at the end of Witcher 3 to choose whether or not to give her off as a Nilfgaard queen, or she's gonna go about being a Witcher, that sort of thing. They threw that shit right away from Witcher 3. They said, what are you talking about? There's only one choice. The illusion of choice all over again. This whole thing where it's like, well, I want Ciri to do this. It never mattered. Witcher 4, baby. The choice is clear. So I thought that was really disingenuous. I really do recommend you guys giving the books a try. They're really, really good. But all in all, I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll give you some more information on it. Another game that I'm really excited for is Mafia: The Old Country. Really, really good storytelling right there. I wonder how the gameplay is going to function. Really beautiful game. Also, there is the Elden Ring Night Rain thing that is a co-op sort of like, it looks like a modder's wet dream where you just go off and fight different sort of enemies, and there's all sorts of different weapons. I think it's a standalone that they said that it was going to be. I don't think you need the base game, but who knows? I'm interested in checking that game out. There's also Solasta 2 that I'm really excited for. I think we might go back to Solasta 1 and play it. It's basically kind of like Baldur's Gate 3's youngest brother, like young brother. It's it's an amazing game with so many different mechanics to like D&D sort of thing, and I recommend it. If you don't like turn-based, that's your thing. That's all fine. But there was also another game, Chrono Odyssey, that beautiful game. I don't think my PC can fucking handle it. I don't. Chrono Odyssey, I don't think my PC can handle it. It's just not happening. I'm gonna have to figure out something out before that game comes out. Yeah, there's a lot of games that I'm excited for, but it's just those 5. I think I said those 5 correctly. It's the last Witcher. There is the Mafia. That's 3. Chrono Odyssey. I feel like that there was one more. Not Borderlands 4. I saw Borderlands 4, and I was just like, you didn't add anything new to Borderlands. You just said guns, and that's it. There's no creation of guns. I'm not seeing anything new. And also, the characters for Borderlands 4, they're not memorable at all. None of them are. None of them are. I'm sorry. You remember back in Borderlands 2, there was literally a ninja that had like a emote sort of face. I remember that motherfucker. I remember him. You remember the Technomancer? The Technomancer? She was pretty cool. Yeah, just a lot of, it's just samey. And I'm okay with the cel shaded shit. Some people aren't, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. There was another game. It blows my mind that I forgot about it, but I believe it was 5. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The biggest thing when it came to the whole Game Awards was just ads, and just they brought Harrison Ford over, and I'm just like, okay, all right, Harrison Ford looking like he doesn't even know where the fuck he's at, and all in all, it was pretty monotonous. But there was one thing that I really did enjoy at the end of the Game Awards was Sven Vinka introducing for the next person for the Game Awards, and I think what his speech was really, really great, and I want you all to see this. I want you all to see this, what this man had to say. This is what happened here. Beautiful speech.
That the Game of the Year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before.
This is the guy that made Borderlands.
To increase market share. They didn't make it to serve as a brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off.
Say it, Sven. Say it.
And furthermore, the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and didn't serve the game design. They didn't treat their developers like numbers on a spreadsheet. They didn't treat their players as users to exploit.
Thank you.
And they didn't make decisions they knew were short-sighted in function of a bonus or politics. They knew that if you put the game and the team first, the revenue will follow. They were driven by idealism and wanted players to have fun. And they realized that if the developers didn't have fun, nobody was going to have any fun. They understood the value of respect. That if they treated their developers and players well, those same developers and players would forgive them when things didn't go as planned.
Thank you.
But above all, they cared about their game because they loved games. It's really that simple.
It's really that simple.
Winning Game of the Year turned out to be a life-changing event for us. It was an amazing thing. To those who will win Game of the Year 2024, you have no idea what's waiting for you. It's an incredible honor, and you're in for a heck of a ride.
So that's what Sven Vinka had to say. This is the man that made that had a team that made Baldur's Gate 3, also the Divinity series, Divinity Original Sin. And what he said meant like so much to not only some of the people in the crowd, but a lot of us here that are just plain old gamers. And I think that encapsulates he understands the whole of the sort of thing. He understands that, yes, he's a developer. Yes, he has certain access to a few things. Yes, he's well known to be like, you know, like a genius to like game development and sort of stuff. But he knows one thing, like, and one thing really well. He is a gamer. He is a gamer. He is the person sitting right next to you playing that game. So it cannot be this whole sort of thing where it's just like, you're not going to play the game. The game is going to play you. Okay? That's the sort of thing. No forcing things like political down people's throats. No dead writing where it's just like monotonous. No, like no developers going online being completely racist. All these sort of things, it encapsulates. He's watching. He is clearly watching the whole thing. He's not just, oh, I'm just going to keep shut. I think he waited for this exact moment to be like, hey guys, we need to do this. We need to realize who the heck we are. This has just gone on long enough. And I think Phil Spencer was up in the front and he was like, I ain't going to listen to this bitch. But it doesn't matter. Sven, I salute to you. Great, man. Great developer and gamer. But anyway, that's for me on the video game awards. Let me know what you think. What tell me what's your guys' favorite thing that you saw in the whole awards. Did you not see it at all? Just let me know down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'm definitely excited for some of these games. A little skeptical on some, but yeah, we got some good games coming up. I'll see you guys later. Peace.